Welcome to the top of the morning show with your girl TT from the D. I am super excited about my guest this morning. If you've been paying attention and listening, ladies and gentlemen, we have been doing the nonprofit association, the Michigan Nonprofit Association marketing piece where we have nonprofit organizations. They are taking over the show this week, and I'm super excited about that. You get to meet some amazing people. This morning, we have an amazing gentleman I had the pleasure of interviewing actually last year. On a different note, we were talking about zoning and mapping, and he was very, very, very educated on that, and he brought a new light to things to us. But I also found him to be interesting when I learned more about his nonprofit, and I thought to myself, if I ever get the opportunity, I would interview him on that. And so the opportunity has brought itself to the forefront, and we are going to hear from the one and only Norman Clements this morning. We're going to talk about Detroit Change Initiative. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the man is in the building. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How's everything going?
Everything is going well. Everything is going well, King. I'm grateful for you taking time out of your day to talk to us about your nonprofit organization.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me. That's what we do. We love to talk to, reach out, share information, let folks know what's going on and help them grow.
Amen to that. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of our interview, could you please tell our listeners a little bit about you and your organization?
Yes, my name is Norman Clements. I'm a husband, father, son of Detroit, founder of Detroit Change Initiative, our organization. We are outreach in the community, help to get people temporary need, and also help them to amplify the changes that they want to see. So that's our goal as Detroit Change Initiative here. Really just to do outreach on the ground. We work with schools, we work with neighborhood organizations, we work with other nonprofits too. So it's not just us working against everybody else. We're really working as a team, organization, working together, because we can't do everything out here.
Absolutely. What motivated you to start your nonprofit?
What motivated me to start me a nonprofit was I always had a background, worked in nonprofit work before. I worked at Youthville, Detroit under some great mentors of the late Dr. Gerald K. Smith, the late Anthony Thompson, and the late Judy Jackson. So we worked with a plethora of other great nonprofit organizations in that space. And we really, I was working as, helping mentoring program with the kids there, but really understanding how nonprofit works and everything. That really inspired me, because that program didn't get enough funding that they needed. So It got me led into thinking about, okay, what does it take to really fund a program, a nonprofit? Well, how do you talk to funders? How do you find funders that really believe in the vision of a better Detroit, not just lip service? And the second thing was Joe Madison challenged me when I went to We Shall Not Move march in January of 2017, right before the inauguration of Donald Trump. And we went there, we were talking, and I said stuff that I used to do. I'm passionate about politics. He was like, so what are you going to do about it? So from that day, I came home, got together with a group of friends who did other great work in the community, and we started Detroit Change Initiative.
Wow. Now I have to ask you, why did you guys decide to call it Detroit Change Initiative, DCI?
DCI. The reason why we called it, because we thought there definitely needs to be a change in the approach of how everyone sees us as a community, us as an organization, community, city, even neighborhoods.
Okay.
Before, everybody treats Detroiters or everybody treats Midwest black folks or black folks, period, the same. Detroiters, like if somebody said what's going on in New York, it's going on everywhere else. So there was a mindset of it that black people were all monolith the same and they had the same issues. No, they didn't. Every neighborhood is different. Black folks have different beliefs, backgrounds. They also, how they may say Democrat, but they may be Republican, on conservative values. there's a difference. So we started to change this because we really wanted to hone into, hey, stop looking at the Black community as a monolith and look at us as individuals and organizations and groups, and really talk to the needs that we have as a people. And that's what we tried to convey that to funders, people who come into the community, even to change their approach how you come into the community. Before, before the politics were, people used to come in maybe about 3 months before the election, come out and vote. And you never see them again 4 years from now. Our goal is to change that. We want relationships with those who are running for office, those who are in political platform, or those nonprofits who are in their community. You have to come in there. You have to be every day or every month. You have to be in the community. We have to know who you are, because if we don't know you, then why should I give you my signature? Why should I give you the vote? So the Detroit Change Initiative is really to work with those communities to understand that. Like, okay, before people come in there, ask those questions what you want in your community. See, not just about hope, but actually demand the policies that they said they run for, and see those tangible changes in your community. That's what we're advocating for our community members, neighborhood organizations, and groups, and help them start their own nonprofits too.
Nice. So what is, most organizations have a mission. What is your mission?
Our mission is really together we can. Our mission is really to work with other groups, nonprofits, businesses to really get a better city, a better neighborhood in the city of Detroit. I mean, better as far as services, better as far as people, better as far as respect, better as far as, as a community, we can do better. And so our goal is to try to meet a temporary need for those individuals if they get their lights cut off, find programs that can help them get their lights back on. If you need rental assistance, and if you're a veteran, hey, so you talk to Wayne County, you have a veteran assistance programs for renters if you have served in the Army. And so share those information, even with student loan debt. We share information on student loan debt, where right now, if you have a student loan debt and you work in the nonprofit sector, or if you are obese, there's programs where you can get your debt reduced. A lot of people don't know that. So our job is to really share that information out.
Now, let me say this. This is totally, let me go here with you. So I worked for 25 years in education. I applied, and this, I know people can be like, okay, TT, so what this got to do? Okay, because he just brought up something I know y'all want to ask, but I'm going to ask it for you. So I applied last year when they were taking applications, and I got something from the Department of Education that said that they had received my application. They had said that after reviewing the application, it looked like I qualified, but they were being placed on hold because things had went to the court and they were going to go to the Supreme Court or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, that was a good start. I have not heard nothing else from them.
Yep. And the reason why you haven't heard anything else from them, because it's right now the Supreme Court's hearing the case. So the Biden administration have issued a relieved discharge of debt of those who had student loans. So for instance, you apply for student loans. The Biden administration did an executive order to wipe out $20,000 worth of student loans. Technically. Unfortunately, there are some folks who on the other side who are Republican led that does not want that to happen. Now, every other judge, period, has said he's allowed to do that, except for one judge that they always go to, and it is a Republican Trump-appointed judge that knew he was going to rule in their favor, and is going to the Supreme Court. But don't let that deter you. The great brother Ryan Mack, who does a lot of work with AARP, has a list of programs where you can still get some debt discharged because of the bill that passed and the CARES Act, that bill that in 2021 when they got in office. So there's a CARES Act bill that you can still apply for. But the Biden administration did discharge the debt, so they got waiting for what the Supreme Court rules on it. Hopefully, the president has control of the purse of the treasury, And he could do that because he's done that many other things before, and it's not an issue. But they turned this thing into an issue, so that's what everyone is waiting on.
So let me tell you this, Norman. So I have two good friends. Both are in education. And one, she made the announcement at an event that I worked at for her that she had all $94,000 of her debt cleared. And I said, I thought they was only clearing $20,000.
Now, on that portion alone, there's two different. So the state department, the Department of Education, your debt might be held by some of the Department of Education. Now, some people may have private banks that may hold other debt.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the private banks have discharged a lot of their debt. Matter of fact, that is actually, the case of Supreme Court went to the Supreme Court because Republicans wanted the banks not to discharge the debt. Supreme Court said no, they're a business. If they want to forgive those loans to those students, they can. And so that company forgave $6 billion in student loan debt to those who were under that student loan. My brother, he had student loans. He got $60,000 in grad student loans. He got $60,000 off his debt.
I need to reapply, and I'm like, I need to.
It depends who holds your debt. So
you know what?
Department of Education, and that's under the government, and so that's why the fight is there. But if that debt is relieved, that actually helps a lot of the Black community, especially Black women, because so many Black women have a lot of student loan debt.
We do,
and so that is a plus. You're talking about a major plus where folks can get maybe $40,000-$50,000 off of their student loan debt.
Yeah,
that is a huge plus. That will be relieved. That you talking about? That's just not. Think about Black women who are married and their husbands may have student loan debt, but not as much, and then she has student loan debt.
Yeah.
You're talking about a family. You're talking about maybe $2,000-$3,000 a month back into their pockets.
Yeah.
So that is like it's not generational wealth, but that's other money that they could apply to start a business, property, land. And so that has a lot of implications, especially in the Black community, on wealth building. And so this is about what, they targeted that for a reason, to stop that could be an access to wealth building.
Yeah.
And so we depend on the Supreme Court, unfortunately, but they knocked down one private business so they could discharge. So it may be a good sign for that. So we'll see.
We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Okay, let's get back to the yoga interview, because I'm like, let me give you some counseling right quick.
No problem.
So, what type of fundraisers do you all do?
Right, we're doing a lot of internet fundraising, so we're asking people, hey, if you could donate a time or effort, because really, I'm gonna be honest with you, we're just so much in the work. So last year we did a lot of reproductive freedom. So we were on the reproductive freedom panel that really created the bill after the election. While I was doing redistricting, I was working on reproductive freedom.
Okay.
And so we were doing the ballot on that initiative, and fortunately we worked and we got it passed. Okay. But there's still so much going on nationally, so we're helping the other states out on getting reproductive freedom started in their states. And we're also part of the new program that got passed through the infrastructure bill called the ACP. It is the Affordable Connectivity Program. And so we're actually having an event May 2nd with Comcast National Action Network at Mount Vernon Church, where people could get $30 off of their internet and their mobile device.
Dang.
And so you qualify. And so if parents go to if your child's at a DPS school and gets free lunch, you qualify for the ACP.
Wow.
Or if you get SNAP or food stamps or any type of assistance, you qualify for that $30 off, because with broadband, with the infrastructure bill, internet is going to be essential to all services. Everything's on the internet. I don't know anybody who has cable. Everybody has streaming. Everybody has Tubi, because
yeah,
everybody got Tubi. Yeah. And I shout out to Tubi. Shout out to Kamal Harris. They're doing great. Detroit is single-handedly saving Tubi, because Detroit has got great films up there.
Yes.
Tubi, everything's on streaming now. So a lot of our homes are not situated with the infrastructure in streaming. So where Comcast is coming out, laying the fiber out for the upcoming new. I think they got 10x speed they got coming out, but it's going to be faster network. So everyone has to get on board. So the ACP, we're going out, signing people up, but also educating them about internet, how to use their passwords. We know we have our seniors who are our seasoned folks that still get that, still want to have that check and cash the check, all that stuff like that. But nowadays, everything's going to be, it's probably going to be a check mechanism, but now everything's going to be digital currency. Everything's going to be, wire transfer down. So try to get folks accustomed to that new technology, not just giving out information and just here you do it on your own, but really walk through the steps for that. And then Internet Essentials, we're working with also Human IP, working with getting people signed up and actually educating them about how to use their computers.
Nice. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. And so unfortunately, that doesn't leave us time to fundraise because we're doing so much. So we really do what we ask people to do. If you go to our website at www.dcimovement.com, we share a link on our Facebook and on our Instagram where, hey, you want to donate, you could do it right there. Put it into the information and you can donate funds right there. We are a 501c3 federally recognized, so you are getting a tax write-off. So you want to get it in before taxes, I encourage everybody to come and donate to us from $1 to $1,000, wherever is good on your heart. We do that, but I have to do better. We have to do better on fundraising because we've got so much work. So I'm working right now to write a grant to hire someone to do that and get some people to do some work on that. So I'm working on it.
Now let me ask you this, because this is the nonprofit association, the Michigan Nonprofit Association campaign, where they're putting out the $35 million grant out there with the monies for Michiganders who have nonprofits. You guys are going to partake in that, correct?
Yeah, we already protected. So we already put the application in when it first opened. So I know Joan and them are extremely busy.
Yes,
so, we put that in months ago, and hopefully we able to receive some funds. Anything can help.
I know that you guys will. I know when I had the pleasure of interviewing you, when we were talking about the mapping and things of that nature from the Michigan Nonprofit Association, they recommended you. So I know, you came highly recommended, because I was like, I want some really amazing guests, and so they were like, I got a couple of people for you. I'm like, okay, cool. And
it worked too. So the mapping worked. The houses, the mapping worked because guess what? All these bills are getting passed in. Bipartisan bills are getting passed in the state of Michigan. And I think overall, that's what people want. Not Democrat, Republican, whatever. If I'm paying you to go do your job, I need you to do your job.
That's right. That's right.
Do your job. Then I gotta find somebody else to do your job.
Yeah.
And so I don't need you to be a line or him in the
Yeah.
What we got voted for, I need you to work, because you don't get everything. It's something you have principles on a lot of things, but some things you got to work together on. So and it's working in Michigan.
Okay, I like to hear that. That's a positive vibe. Now, share with us one thing that your organization really could use right now.
Our organization can really, what we could really use is number one, donations, funding. One is a big.
I'm sorry about that. Technology was not on my side. I don't want the people to miss it. We were in the midst of you telling us what your nonprofit organization could use at this time.
Oh, definitely. So we could always use funding.
Okay.
People look at funding. Oh, you just want more money. No, funding is able to keep great talent that we foster. So many times we got great people, young people, older people who are passionate about this work. We will be able to pay them, and sometimes that extra money helps them pay to move into an apartment, move them, get them a car, or teach them a new skill, and they go into policy and politics. But we definitely love to keep that talent because, you foster the talent, you work with the talent, and you end up, okay, we can't pay you, but I can show you another organization. They go to the other organization, and they rock stars. You feel good, but I would love them to keep rock stars with us. So funding is like an essential need for us. The second thing we definitely need is volunteers. A couple of events we got coming on, working with other organizations. We always help for volunteers, services, but also volunteers, and also with the volunteers, hopefully be able to give them a stipend for volunteering for their work, because we know volunteers, especially nowadays and age, help them give them a gas card or something so they can make their travel easier and stuff. So that's what we definitely need. Funding as one, and so we can increase our capacity to do the work, and volunteers, and spread the word about what we're doing in the community.
Well said. Well said. Do you guys have anything that's coming up that you want to share right now?
Oh, definitely. So we have a couple of things here. We got May 2nd, we are going to be at Mount Vernon Church. Again, working with the ACP, doing enrollment there. I think it's from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. No, okay. Sorry, it's work from 11 to 4 p.m. We'll be at Mount Vernon Church doing the ACP, and we're doing a couple of other events. Other vendors will be there, so we'll definitely have that going on.
Okay.
June 1st is going to be a great event. We're working with a great group called Sound Mind, Sound Body. And so we're going to be doing enrollment, education on what's coming up on the bills, what happened of the first session, information, voter registration at the Sound Mind, Sound Body football showcase at Wayne State University. So it's a great program that has over 50 college coaches attending the program, talking to youth sports and kids, but also mentoring parents, talking about the process. While we're doing that, we're asking, hey, sign up for the ACP, also having those young men register to vote, understand how to, understand what policy looks like, and also how to, really understand the internet, what you say on Twitter, all that stuff. So it's an all-around encompassing event about guys who are going to participate in the program coming next in the future, and how to carry yourself as young men, and for young women also.
Nice. And, I like that.
Yeah, and so we'll be working a lot in the summer, working with organizations, the West Side Cubs, the East Side Raiders, West 7 Rams. Will be there at their practices, but also their games, give information out in a couple of events here. We are doing some more work with reproductive freedom with Planned Parenthood, really getting information on the services of Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is not just about abortion, but it's also health care and reproductive care. So services that they offer there also. So getting that information out there, and then we'll be canvassing the neighborhood, knocking on your door, asking, are you supposed to get, how you feeling? Are you all right? How you getting your health care? And getting information from folks in the neighborhood. So you'll see a couple of folks walking around with Detroit Change Initiative shirts, rocking, knocking on your door, asking how you doing and anything that you need.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling because the election will be here. The primaries are moved up, so it's in February. So we're starting in June. So we're starting this June, rolling out, and 2024 is gonna be here in no time. So getting ready to roll.
You're right. We didn't even enter summer. It feel like it's about to go. It seems like it's going so fast. But
yeah, we had summer last week, yesterday, and now we back in the winter, and now we back in. So
I said we know we have some bipolar weather.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So before we end our amazing interview, which has been dope, tell the people, please, how they can follow you and stay in tune for what you guys are doing.
Definitely. So you can stay in tune and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram and Twitter. I'm sorry, we're on DCImovement.org. On our Facebook, it's called Detroit Change Initiative. Our website is www.detroitchangeinitiative.org. You can follow us there. Click the link. All the links up there to donate about all our programs. We got the pictures up there. And also, we moved. So we're in the new location, 2937 East Grand Boulevard in the Chroma building, 48202. So we're in the community over there by District 5. So we moved. We're already in. We're there. So let us come see us, come talk to us. We'll be there.
All right. Amazing. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your morning to kick off this nonprofit takeover this week. It's been a joy. I love talking with you because you're very educated. You know a lot. Like you just had me. I'm like, wait, I need to go get me the paper. Let me redo my thing because yeah. So I'm excited. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it right here. Another amazing nonprofit. He also helps people who want to, because I get that question a lot. Like, how do you know anybody that helps with nonprofits? I'm like, no. Now I can say yes. Yeah. I can say yes. And I can point them right to your direction.
Right. And then if you need help, I'll definitely help you. And then if I can't help you, I know some other people that can. And so I will point you in the direction. I am not a gatekeeper because I am not going to, like I said, when I hit 60, I'm going to be in Maui on the beach. And this work will be going to the younger generation. So I am passing this on. So information they would need, because I feel that, we all can't do everything. Yeah. And together we can. If we work together, it'll be a beautiful thing.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Well, I salute to you, King, and your beautiful wife and your children. I wish you much success with your organization. And I know that we'll be interviewing and talking soon because you have your hands in a lot, doing a lot, and you do a whole lot for the community. And I'm trying to always use my platform to inform people so they can know about awesome organizations like yours.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon. No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.